You may have seen I recently reviewed the Vyper 2.0 vibrating foam roller. Now today I have something different. It's the Hypersphere, which is a smaller spherical version of the Vyper 2.0. What makes the Hypersphere different from the Vyper 2.0 and is actually worth buying? So here we are again, another product from Hyperice. If you haven't seen the Hyperice Vyper 2.0 vibrating foam roller video, I strongly suggest you check that out because these two products are quite similar. So I'll put both a link in the description and at the end of the video for you to check it out. So anyway, let's get down to this. In the box you get the charging plug, the manual and the Hypersphere itself. Everything you pretty much need. So you get the lights to show you that it's charged up. That's number one. The thing with making a video about this is that you can't actually feel how strong this is. This is setting number one and it's very strong. Let me see if I can show you. It's very strong. I can definitely feel that. That is very strong and I'm putting my full weight on that and it's really shaking my body up. I currently use a lacrosse ball to self-myofascially release muscles after a workout. The lacrosse ball is great for rolling into those smaller areas that need loosening up for me, like the groin, the hip flexors and the shoulder blades. After that, I use the foam roller to finish the job. That's my current routine. You will definitely be surprised at how powerful this thing is. After having used it for a bit, I feel as though I've done twice as much amount of work that I normally do on a lacrosse ball within like 2 minutes. So I would encourage you to try this out. The vibration definitely does make a difference. I don't think the Hypersphere is as good as getting into the smaller areas as my trusty lacrosse ball is. It's definitely, in my view, better at targeting the larger muscle groups like the quads and the hamstrings. It's too big and it's a bit more tricky to control. It's quite uncomfortable also when I put my full body weight onto it because it is quite hard. You can't really put your full body weight onto the Hypersphere. The Hypersphere is a bit hard. It's basically rubber. Don't know if you can see that close up. Sort of wrapped around the hard plastic ball. It's not very forgiving when it comes to putting your full weight on it. So I would bear that in mind. The foam roller, however, it's not the softest foam roller that you can get, but you can actually put your full body weight on it without feeling pain. If it had rubber all over it, then it would be a lot more comfortable to use. But don't get me wrong, it's still very effective on the larger muscle groups. Using this about 5 minutes at a medium setting, whatever body part I used it on, it did give me quite an intense massage. And that's pretty much what it's supposed to do. The real question is which one to go for, the Vyper 2.0 or the Hypersphere. They both actually do work really well. It comes down to you really. The Hypersphere is obviously a lot smaller, more portable, and it fits into a gym bag a lot easier. But the hardness of it compared to the Vyper 2.0 is really noticeable. But the saving grace of the Hypersphere is that you can use it one-handed, and you can use it all over the body without necessarily having to be on the floor. The Vyper 2.0 is obviously a lot larger and a bit heavier, but it is softer. And if you're accustomed to using a foam roller, you don't need to make much of an adjustment to your routine. So for me, the Hypersphere does need a bit of work. If they covered it in a thin, foamy material, then it would be a lot more comfortable to use. Having used both, I think I prefer the Vyper 2.0. If they made the Hypersphere the same size and texture as a lacrosse ball and made it vibrate in the same way, I think the Hypersphere would win hands down. But both are well-made products and they will last you a really long time, if you treat them well, of course. Have you tried this out for yourself or are you thinking of getting it yourself? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.